Hi, this is Mrs. Han. I'm going to go over the earthquake safe buildings activity. It gives you some supplies that you'll need. And so if we look at it a little more closely, you'll see that you can use two of these framing supplies. So for me, I used toothpicks and marshmallows. Those seemed easier to find. And then for building supplies, I used some cardstock. I just cut the back of a cereal box, and I had 24 inches of tape. But you can choose any of these two. If you have glue or if you have a foam board, you can use those too. But just two from this list and two from this list. So here are the guidelines. Your building has to be 3 stories high. It has to be no wider than 5 by 5, and the building must have a floor and a roof. So I found it a little tricky with the toothpicks. Maybe craft sticks and pipe cleaners. You can cut them and make them into more pieces, but you'll see from my example what happened. So that's why I said if you need a couple more, that's okay. If you need like 32, that's all right. I'd rather you do a good job with what you have than feel like you suddenly ran out of materials. You just can't use unlimited materials. So what you're going to do is you're going to let me know what supplies you used, and there shouldn't be more than 4 things listed. And then hopefully you watch the 2 videos on bracing systems and earthquake resistance. Those were right here in the engineering techniques. And then you're going to make a sketch. I found it hard to make a sketch without actually having the materials in front of me and kind of seeing what it looked like or how many toothpicks it would take to make one story. So it doesn't have to be a perfect sketch. You can sort of look at your supplies as well, but I just want to get an idea of what you're planning to do. Then you're going to build your design and insert a picture here, or you can submit it separately, or you can attach it at the end if there's space. And list any adjustments you made after you build it, because when you're when you're sketching it out, it definitely there might be things that you don't see. So here's what I did. I've got I cut a cart cereal box, and this is not the completed one, but it was starting to flop over to the side. So then I was like, okay, I need to put some supports. So I went ahead and added some supports on opposite sides. I used the tape because this wouldn't be able to cross completely, and I had very limited toothpicks. So I went ahead and did that. I did this on the bottom as well. So I did the bottom and the middle, and I was afraid I was going to run out of toothpicks. So I stopped as far as supports, and I tried to finish building. I had to lean it against something so that it wouldn't start toppling over. You could also lay it down on its side. Here you can see my my rough sketch as I was trying to figure out what to do. Because you have such limited supplies, you really can't get too fancy, because what happened was I actually ran out, and I kept it very simple. You're supposed to have a floor and a ceiling, and so by the time I got to the top floor, I had only 30. I had used all the 30 toothpicks, but I needed 2 more. So then I tried to go back and chop these in half, but I didn't do a good job of like it kind of pulled on them in weird ways because they were already taped. So then the whole bottom became crooked. That's why I said that you can add a few more. So instead of like trying to mend this after I already had it nice and stable, I should have just added a couple more toothpicks, but I was trying to stay within the limit of 30, but you don't have to do that. So here you've got 3 stories, 1, 2, 3, and then I had a lot more tape. I only used for this, which is really bad. I only used 12 inches of tape, and I had 12 more inches. So I could have done. I can continue to add some more support. I can also tape it down to the board so that when I put it on the earthquake simulator, it's not going to slide around. I also had extra marshmallows. So I'm not sure what I would have done with those, but that's just something else that was there. So I hope that's helpful as far as your building. I hope you can do a better job than I can, because I'm that was a pretty low bar as far as what I made. And then when you're ready to go ahead and test it, you're gonna give it different earthquakes. So you're gonna move it very slightly for 5 seconds and see if it survives. It remains standing, and then you're gonna move it 1 inch for 5 seconds, and then you're gonna do 1 inch for 10 seconds, and so forth. And you're gonna see if you can, if your earthquake is gonna withstand the higher stages of an earthquake. And if you want to watch my daughter show you how to make a shake table that's very simple, then you can see this video as well. So you don't have to do the whole gelatin thing. That's going to be a mess, and it's a lot of work when all you need are 2 books or hard sheets of cardboard or something like that. Okay, and then you'll just answer a couple more questions about how earthquakes are measured, and then you'll go ahead and submit that along with your picture. All right, good luck. I hope you have fun doing this activity.